Plastic can pose potential dangers to human health in several ways. Chemical leaching. Many plastics contain additives like phthalate, bisphenol A, BPA, and flame retardants, which can leach into food, beverages, and the environment. These chemicals are known as endocrine disruptors and have been linked to various health problems, including hormonal imbalances, developmental issues, reproductive disorders, and certain cancers. Microplastics ingestion. Microplastics are tiny particles of plastic measuring less than 5 millimeters in size. They can be found in food, water, and even in the air we breathe. Studies have suggested that microplastics can accumulate in the body and potentially cause inflammation, oxidative stress, and tissue damage. While the full extent of their health impact is still being researched, it is a growing concern. Contaminated water and food. Plastic waste, particularly in the form of single-use plastics, can contaminate water bodies and agricultural lands. Plastics can release harmful chemicals into the environment, which may then enter the food chain. Consuming food and water contaminated with these chemicals can lead to health risks over time. Air pollution. The production, incineration, and disposal of plastic contribute to air pollution. Burning plastic releases toxic pollutants into the air, including dioxins, furans, and volatile organic compounds, which can have detrimental effects on respiratory health. Environmental impact and indirect health consequences. Plastic pollution negatively impacts ecosystems and wildlife. When animals ingest or get entangled in plastic, it can disrupt their health and natural habitats. The degradation of plastic waste in the environment can also contaminate soil, affecting agricultural productivity and potentially introducing harmful substances into the food chain. Potential carcinogenic effects. Some studies have suggested that certain chemicals found in plastics, such as styrene and vinyl chloride, may have carcinogenic properties. Prolonged exposure to these substances, especially in occupational settings or areas with high levels of plastic manufacturing, may increase the risk of cancer development. Hormonal disruption. As mentioned earlier, certain chemicals in plastics, such as phthalate and BPA, are known as endocrine disruptors. These substances can interfere with the normal functioning of the endocrine system, which regulates hormone production and balance in the body. Disruptions in hormonal activity can have far-reaching effects on various bodily functions, including reproductive health, metabolism, and immune system function. Allergies and respiratory issues. Plastic products, particularly those made from polyvinyl chloride, PVC, can release volatile organic compounds, VOCs, into the air. Prolonged exposure to these compounds may trigger allergies, asthma, and other respiratory problems, especially in individuals with pre-existing respiratory conditions. Developmental and neurological effects. Some studies have linked exposure to certain plastic chemicals, such as phthalate, with adverse effects on child development and neurobehavioral outcomes. These chemicals have been associated with developmental delays, behavioral disorders, and impaired cognitive function in children. Long-term accumulation. Plastics are not easily biodegradable and can persist in the environment for hundreds of years. This longevity means that plastic waste can accumulate over time, leading to higher exposure risks for humans and wildlife. Continuous exposure to plastic and its associated chemicals may result in a cumulative effect on health, particularly in regions with significant plastic pollution. Impacts on reproductive health. The endocrine disrupting properties of certain plastic chemicals can also affect reproductive health. Studies have suggested that exposure to these chemicals may lead to fertility issues, hormonal imbalances, and adverse effects on reproductive organs.